Hello guys, thank you for tuning in and watching another FS2004 video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We'll give you a tutorial on the PMDG Boeing 737 Next Gen aircraft. The plane I'm flying is by Southwest Airlines. It's a 737-7H4 model, and we are at Boston Logan International Airport. So let's go ahead and go inside the cockpit and show you what's around and get you started on the tutorial for the cold and dark setup. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, welcome to the cockpit of the Boeing 737 PMDG's Boeing 737. I'm sitting at the gate at Boston Logan International in Southwest Airlines 737-7H4 aircraft. As you can see now, we're in the cold and dark panel setup. You don't ever usually get this when you come into the cockpit. It usually has its full lighted displays. That's because PMDG, that's what they have it set at their default for. I have it set to cold and dark specifically for this tutorial. So, to turn on everything, to get it all up and running, head up to the overhead panel. You can do that by pressing Shift and 5. Now that we're in the overhead panel, we're going to turn on all of our systems so we can get our screens illuminated. And now all of our systems be able to be operated. To do that, you want to go over here to battery, click it to on, standby power on, emergency lights you need to have them on, and bus trans also on. As you can see here, all these lights are now illuminated, and when you get rid of the overhead panel, everything is on here. Back up to the overhead panel, you want to make sure that you have the APU running to prep your engines for engine start. So APU on, and I always turn the APU bleed on. Now once APU has been generated, you will see this APU gen off bus. It'll turn light blue just like these. It's going to do that once it reaches up to the 8. So it's climbing right now, going up to 6. It's going to keep going. So all I have to do is just wait for that. Okay, now APU gen off bus is now illuminated. Click the on and on for these two outer switches around the light. Now you just need to work yourself around the panel, around the overhead panel. Go to fuel pumps, make sure they're all on. Yaw damper, you can wait. Cab utility on. Engine electric hydraulic pumps on. Probe heat on. Recirculation fan auto. Left pack auto. Isolation valve open. Right pack auto. Engine bleed 1 on. Engine bleed 2 on. Move down here now. I'm going to set your cruising altitude for our flight for our flight over to Denver today. It's going to be cruising altitude 38,000 feet. As you can see, all this is now set. Last thing now, smoking fasten seatbelt sign, switching to on. And yaw damper finally to on. The yaw damper comes back off to off. It doesn't matter, it's not ever simulated inside the Boeing 737 made by PMDG, so you really don't have to worry about that. Now the overhead panel is completed. Let's head over to the FMC. Alright, now we're back in the 2D panel. I want to head over to the FMS at this time. You have a whole line of buttons that allows the user to go to different places around the aircraft. The one you want to get to for the FMC is going to be F. as you can see right here. Now what I usually do, before I get any farther than this, I usually click on the keyboard message. As you can see, it's illuminated right here to let you know you're using it. You're going to click FMC, position initialization, and you're going to type in your reference airport. This is going to be your origin airport today. You're going to type in Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra for Boston Logan. The gate, you don't have to worry about that. It's not simulated. So you can see right here in the scratch pad, it's already written in there. Click that into origin. For your destination, I'm going to put in KDEN, Kilo Delta Echo November. And our flight number today is Sierra Whiskey Alpha 2076. Enter it right here. Now that all has been set, I am going to head over to the initial reference page right here. Click that on initial INIT-REF page. All you're going to do here is just click. As you can see, 138.2, and that is 24.4%. That's going to be your gross weight for fuel. Reserves and cost index, these two right here aren't exactly simulated. Most people I know, they use around 10 and 100, so I'm just going to do the same here. 10 for reserves and 100 for the cost index. The cruising altitude today, as you can see from overhead panel, is flight level 380, so you're just going to enter that. Flight level 380, 38,000 feet right there. Your crosswinds is 315 at 4. So press the keyboard once again, and you're going to enter 315/04. And you're going to execute it right here. Next thing we want to do, the order that I usually go in after this, you might do it different than I will. This is what I do. I climb, cruise, and descend. These three buttons right here is going to take you, this one to the climb page, this one to the cruise page, this one to this descent path page. For your climb, I usually keep it at 260, right on the edge of 270 knots. So I'm going to set 270. Enter it right here for your target speed, and it's going to put out, it's going to shoot out 0.801. Execute that. Cruise altitude is already set, level 380. Speed at rest. This is underneath 10,000 feet. FAA restrictions require all aircraft to be at least 250 knots or below for underneath 10,000 feet. Now for cruise, my target speed for flight level 380, I'm going to keep at about 207 knots. You can do the math based off of all the weight, based off of fuel, but off my previous experiences, I'm going to keep it at 270. Your descent, you kind of want to keep it at the same area as cruise. And what you want to do for the descent here, keep the 0.787, and you want to change this. So it would be 0.787, and keep it in the same area as cruise, and I'm going to say about 276. Now you can see the elevation at Denver, 5367. That's at Denver International Airport. So you know it's a mile-high city, 5280. And as you can see, the elevation differences. Speed of rest here, underneath 10,000 feet. After our descent, if you compare it to our climb, it's going to be 240 knots under 10,000 feet. That is completed. next thing you need to do is SIDS and stars.